Hello everybody, this is Steve here, and it's been a while since I put a video out. I'm going to do a better job at that here in the coming months, but I wanted to take some time now and give you a recap of a weekend I just had along with a friend of mine, David, where we traveled from Texas, kind of southern Texas actually, to northern Illinois and to the Blackhawk Farms Classic, and it was put on by VSCDA, and boy, I can tell you we had an awesome time. You can see here I am in the video getting ready for what was known as the Sprite, it's Austin Healey Sprite and MG Midget Challenge race. This was on Sunday afternoon. We've been there racing since Friday, and we're getting ready to go out for kind of the final feature race, and I'm just kind of prepping myself here, putting the steering wheel on. But we just had an awesome time this weekend, and I thought I'd make a video of this final race. It's not the full race, but it gives you kind of the highlights, and gonna get the car ready to go, and I'll just kind of tell you how it all went as it goes along here. What I normally do, just you'll see what I'm doing there, is I'm priming the car for oil. I kind of rotate it first before I start it up. So you'll see that's sort of what I did. Got my arm restraints on, putting my gloves back on, checking everything carefully here. And this is the first video I've made in quite a while from inside my cockpit. So you'll notice that you can see not just my dash and out my front window and where I turn my head, but you can also see my rear view mirror. And so that makes for interesting. In fact, very back in the background of the rear view mirror, you'll see a white Austin Healey Sprite frog eye. Whoops, got to chase some of the kids away from the building there. And you'll see David back there. That's David. And David and I had just a wonderful time over the weekend. Here we are going to grid, and there was about 20 or 21 Austin Healey Sprites and MG Midgets that came for the race this weekend. And here we are on Sunday afternoon, and we've got about 15 or 16 of the cars that are still survivors. Some folks had problems through the weekend and fixed them and got them back out for this race, and a few folks were not able to do that because of mechanical issues. But that's part of vintage racing, is just surviving the weekend and being able to do the features at the end. You'll notice some of the things at Blackhawk Farms. It's just a beautiful track. I love some of the things that they kept there. We're going to drive by on grid here by one of the old corn silos, and they are putting me up in my position, and actually they, I think, positioned me and David wrong. In fact, I think he was supposed to be behind me. So here we are getting the one to go. I kind of cut out some of the other stuff, excuse me, to be efficient for the video. And we're about to go out on track. I think I'm starting in 4th place, which is kind of amazing. Some of the real quick fellows that are local, I think, had mechanical issues in the weekend. And David is right behind me in 5th. And I think we end up where I know David passes me in the race, and rightfully so. I made a mistake, and not only that, David turned one of the fastest, well, actually the fastest lap he turned all weekend, as I did too. But David was definitely quicker than me in this race and was able to be crafty and get around. So here we go. We're going to pull out on the racetrack and get divided up into our final position for the outlap. You see the splitter here. I'm going to go to the right, and David's going to go to the left. I think there are 3 or 4 cars in front of us here. So I think I'm going to speed the video up here momentarily. And we're just on the outlap here, but you get a view of the track. Scrub my tires off here a little bit, and I'll do some more of that here momentarily. Turn one's a pretty fast turn, so let's speed this up so that we can go ahead and get to the start of the race. Wave at all the corner workers. can see the pace car out there. If you take a second and look in my rearview mirror, you'll see the rest of the cars behind us. So yeah, there they are back there. Now we're getting ready. We're almost ready to come around back onto the final turn onto this front straightaway. So we're going to make this next corner. Doing a last minute scrub there on my tires. You'll see a blue piece of tape on my dash. I had to remind myself that I had set the car up super soft and super loose. I'm just sort of experimenting with that this weekend. And I paid a price for it in that I had it actually too soft up front, and I was locking up my rear brakes quite a bit. So anyway, we're about to take the green flag here, kind of all in formation. See the cars in the rearview mirror. Here I am, I think on the second row, position 4. And there we go, we got green flag and under the flag stand here. And these fellas here, and I think one of them is a lady driver, there she is. These guys were just quicker than me all weekend, quicker than both me and David. They're local to the track, and you know, heck, they've made hundreds or if not thousands of laps out here. And I just had not found the confidence to go around some of the corners quite as fast as they did. And although I tried, and we actually, David and I both got quicker every session out. So, and even in this race, we turned some of the fastest times we turned all weekend. So. Just going to let you kind of watch the race here for a second unfold. Around the corner, I'm trying to hang with these guys. I know I don't hold the throttle as much, and their cars are just set up better for the track, and who knows, maybe they got a little more juice than I do, I don't know. Going around, this is a 1.7 or 1.8 mile loop. And it's pretty flat, very little elevation change. So we've just about made a full lap here, and you can see them stretching out. Oh, she locks up her brakes really big there. She did that throughout most of the weekend, so I don't know if she was having a braking problem or not. And you can see they're escaping from me. Come on, I can't keep up. So, and I think I've sort of separated myself here. You see David, and you don't see any other cars in the rearview mirror. So what we're going to do is just kind of go along for another 4 or 5 laps here, although I'm not going to let you watch necessarily all of that. I wanted to be fairly efficient with the video, just show you the more interesting parts. It's a beautiful track. You see all the trees. We paddocked inside the track. You can see the vehicles on the right hand side. That's actually inside the track. And I love this little sweepy section here. It was a lot of fun. Although I wasn't as fast as I needed to be in here, it was a lot of fun to do that. I think we just drove by where our paddock was right there. Anyway, having a good time here. I think you see David maybe back there, still up in the rearview mirror here. Just trying to hold my line. You can see my gauges there. I ran the engines up to 75, shift somewhere in there, 72, 7,500 RPM. There she is. She locked them up again really big going into the last turn. Around this turn, I liked that turn. That was a lot of fun turn for me. I would pick up one of the wheels, that right front wheel every time we went around there. So kind of skipped forward a little bit because they were all similar laps. Here we are, probably lap 5 or 6 or something, going into gonna catch a slower car, and this is where I start to make some mistakes. I was not, I guess, aggressive enough. I don't like that word. I wasn't sure of myself in terms of getting around this car, and that allowed David and another fella, Eric, to get up. Eric's way back there in the yellow car. You can sort of see him in the rearview mirror. It allowed David to get up on me, and I know he smells blood at this point, and rightfully so, because I'm kind of not in the zone at the moment, and he eventually catches up with me here. There they are in the rearview mirror, and this is the lap where I made a big mistake going into a turn. I'll make a full lap here so you can see, go past the start-finish line. we're only about 3 or 4 laps to the end here. But I know David's back there. I keep checking my rear mirror and going like, yeah, he's sensing it. He knows I'm tired, and he's gonna make a move. And I'm gonna make a mistake here in about 2 or 3 more turns, and allows both him and Eric to get by me. So we'll just watch that unfold here. You can see him creeping up on me there. This little swooping section again here. Just a beautiful track. We had awesome weather this weekend. I mean, it didn't get over about 82 or 84 degrees, and really cool in the evenings. So this next turn here is where I make a mistake. I went in a little too deep, and I couldn't turn the car, so I had to brake again. So the second brake, I lost my momentum. There's David right up on me. Doggone it. And Eric's gonna freight train with David, which is what you do. Like, okay, so I'm gonna let them, not let them by, but they earned it. And they got the momentum on me, but I held back just a second there, because I know I can swoop this corner really good and get a little momentum. I was hoping I could slingshot back on both of them, but I was able to do it on Eric. But I just couldn't catch David, and this is actually the lap where David made his fastest lap of the whole weekend, and I know he was like, all right, I'm just gonna run. And he definitely ran. You can see him way up there now. It's like, that's what 1 second a lap will do for you in space. So he kind of ran away from me, and that was the last lap. And we're taking the checkered flag on this one, and had a great, awesome weekend. I want to once again thank all the folks at VSCDA. There's the checkered flag right there. And they were just great hosts, and they fed us well, and they couldn't have had a better run event, I don't think. It was well organized. I think there was a very eclectic group of cars there all weekend. I'm waving to the corner workers. We're done with the race, so I'm just kind of our in lap here, and I run back to the paddock. There's my friend David there, and anyway, thanks again to all the folks from VSCDA, and it was well worth the haul. David and I, traveled over. If you do the round trip, it was over 2,500 miles from Texas to Illinois, and I think it was like 250 gallons of diesel fuel pulling the trailer up and back. But it was well worth the haul, and I can recommend this event. It's what VSCDA calls the Blackhawk Classic. It's usually kind of in the late spring. I guess it's June, mid-June right now, but that's kind of springtime or late springtime, early summer for this part of the country, and that made the weather really temperate. I'm going to pull in here to our paddock area. There's my trailer, my truck and trailer, and I have already set myself up so I can just almost drive into my trailer, because that was the last race of the weekend, and we're getting ready to pack up and go home. So thanks everybody for watching. I'm going to catch up on my videos of all the work on the cars and some other things I got going on. I promise you we're going to get back to the engine build. And anyway, thanks a lot for everything, folks, and we'll see you next time at the next race. See you later. Bye. Watch me take my helmet off here. There it goes. I think it looks back at me. There you go. Bye, everybody. Don't forget to subscribe, and by the way, cancer really sucks.